Right, with the Swan Hill Stallion tender closing this Friday, say it's September the 5th at 5 o'clock, so don't miss those dates. Go to swanhilltrots.com.au, swanhilltrots.com.au, or the Swan Hill Trots Facebook page to view all the stallions, and you'll be able to see some of the stallions popping up underneath on the ticker there. Thought I'd take the opportunity to catch up with Mario Borg, who is a part of this stallion tender with Imperial Count. But firstly, Mario, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Must be great to get a part of Swan Hill. I think you've been a part of it for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's great. I do it. The last couple of years I've been looking after them, so it's great to help these clubs and to help them create some income for themselves in some form.
And it's also good promotion for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, and get it out there. Why a Victorian club?
Well, look, more than likely, or not more than likely, sorry, they were the first that ever approached me for it. And being an old ex-Victorian myself, growing up in Victoria, it's great to see the old Victorian clubs coming back and doing and trying to support the industry. So, the country clubs in Victoria when I was growing up as a junior driver really looked after us. So, sometimes we have to turn around and look after them.
Yep.
At some point.
I think that's very well said, and that's why I asked the question, because you are based in South Australia. 24 kilometres, I think I read on the Facebook, and the website, 24 k's from the CBD, so just out of the outskirts of Adelaide.
Yep. Just so we're in a little place called Samson Flat, which is next to One Tree Hill. We're about 10 minutes from Gawler, but 25 minutes from the CBD, so it works out quite well.
Yep. Right. This year, we'll get onto the horse for a second. I'll find out a little bit more about you because I can get sidetracked very, very easily. You're offering up Imperial Count this year. So I have 26 winners across the globe and just shy of $1 million. $1,800 this horse stands for. But there's a couple of pretty important little ones there that when you go to your website, you can actually come across. Of course, he is a sire of a Group 1 winner in Kiang Lavina, and also then Monaro Mia, a horse from New Zealand as well. Being a Group 3 winner. So he's done some terrific jobs already in the breeding barn, this horse.
Yeah, he has. And that's more the reason why we looked at taking him, because, you look at his percentage and you look at the foals that he's had, and he hasn't had that many mares, but he's left some really, really nice horses. So why not bring him to South Australia and try and breed or help grow our trotting foundation, our 2-year-olds, and help that.
Yep, and I think that part's cool. What's the enticement with the trotter for you, Mario?
Oh, look, I've always loved trotters. So I think going back when we were younger, we mostly cut our teeth on trotters. So and coming from the European background where most of our generations were trotters, so we cut our teeth on them and we grew up with them, and we always had that passion for trotters. So. Yeah.
It says there that he's a sire of 26 winners. He's actually sired one last night, which is great for people to get in at the ground level, if you like. Like he's still doing the job. Won at Melton last night for you.
Yeah. Imperial Command. He went really well last night. He's a tough horse, and he just went to the front and just kept going. He got headed, but he just found another leg and got home and won. They come home in a 28.4 or something like that, 158 over 1750 or something like that.
So and he's the son of Angus Hall. It's interesting, great support there from the Lees as well and the Cravens. So I know they sent quite a few horses to him. They've got his Group 1 winner, but they sent quite a few other mares to him as well. They supported him.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. They're good judges, aren't they?
Yes, very good judges. Can't go wrong there.
No, he's the son of Angus Hall. People know what they've been able to do here out of an Imperial Victory mare in Imperial USA. As I said, stands for $1,500. Mario has sent me a photo just before we started this. I'll put it over the top of us now. He's in awesome fettle too. That's the best part. How old is he?
Oh, he'd be 17, 18.
Yep. He looks magic, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks magic. You look at him out there, and he's not overly big. So, you look at him and he's like, oh, geez, he's small, but he's just solid. Yep. And, he just looks like you'd think he's a 3-year-old, the way he looks, the way he acts. He's got the best temperament you could probably see in a stallion, to be honest.
It's actually a little bit of the Angus Halls. They're not noted for being massive horses either. They're just good size, good body, good chest on them. So, and they go for it.
Nice solid chest on him.
Yep, go from there. Now, your farm, Bellmoure Park Stud. I love your website. I think it's cool. It's very interactive. If you log into it, it actually updates everything as you go across. It looks even better than that. But you're standing 5 stallions, Imperial Counts, Got to Go Collect, Cardigan Boko, Peak, and My General Lee. My General Lee's been doing a good job, 100% winners. Yeah, he's doing quite a good job actually. So there's a good little history there, and I think that's a picture with yourself in the sulky with your Auntie Gator there behind you. So you do come from a harness racing background as well. But the stud itself, has it got bigger than what you were expecting initially?
Yeah, look, look, I've always enjoyed breeding and always loved breeding, and always had the dreams of having a stallion. And I got the opportunity to acquire, Got to Go Collect. And I thought, I'll just keep one stallion, and then someone would bring me up and say, hey, I've got a stallion here. It's a trotter, and that's it. Your heart just melts for him. So, and then I ended up with now 5.
Yep. Well, it's quite funny because Got to Go Collect's left a couple of trotters too. So he's a dual gated, isn't he?
Yeah, he's had some really nice trotters.
Yeah, he's actually done a very good job in the breeding barn. It's a very competitive industry, and it can be hard. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. Look, you've got people come to you and they say, oh, I could make you a stallion, or give us some service. But you look at these stallions and they've already made themselves. So you've got to try and compete with some of these other newer stallions that are coming from America and stuff like that. But these are proven stallions, so they speak for themselves, really.
How is the breeding industry in South Australia?
I sort of gone. In my opinion, I think it's sort of like gone a lot downhill since the days of when you'd have fields of 2-year-olds, you'd have two full fields and races every week, to really struggling to get a field. And I thought, well, that's why I think I needed to get that passion back and start breeding, to try and build that foundation, to try and grow the industry in the young horses again. But we really need more incentives for people to breed here in South Australia. There's not really that much incentive like there is in other states.
Is it positive though, or is it I hope it's in a positive state?
Well, look, at the moment, I'm at the stallions that people are kind of getting pretty excited that we have stallions back here again. And they're always coming up to me at the track and talking about them. And people are, will this match my stallion? Will this match my mare? Will that stallion go with this one? So the excitement is there. But then, then they'll turn around and say, well, is it worth me breeding? Because there's nothing there. So, you've got to try and encourage them to breed. And the excitement is there. It's just getting them to go to that next step, which is slowly starting to happen.
Yeah, you're very proactive, though. I know that. I think over the journey you presented horses at yearling sales. You're offering these horses up at stallion tenders, and not just Swan Hill. I think you did Darling Downs last week. Yep. I think you might have another one on the go as well. You have to be proactive, don't you? To try.
You do. It's with anything, We can also look at this as a business, but you've also to create services or to get the clients in, you've got to be out there, you've got to be up there, you've got to be approachable, you've got to be able to show your stallions, you've got to be on Facebook, you've got to have websites, you've got to be really interactive in it, so people will get excited. That's what makes people excited. If you're in there and you're talking to them and they're seeing what you've got and they're seeing what they've got out on the track, they get excited. Yeah,
and that's what we need, that excitement back, don't we? Back into those halcyon days, as you said, when you and I were a wee bit younger.
A wee bit.
I was being nice to us both. Don't worry about that. Do you race any horses yourself, Mario, or you just pretty much?
I've taken a step back from training. I haven't got any horses in work as per se. I've got just my 2-year-old Got to Go Collect filly that I've just put back into work, jogging up, and then she'll end up going to Tony and Gator's place. But it's very difficult to juggle three different things, or your business and training and breeding all at once. So, something had to give. And, my passion is really with breeding. And Tony and Gator are here now, and they train and do most of the driving. So, I can send my horses that I breed there to them. And if I need a drive, I can just ask and I can have a drive. So
it takes the pressure off.
I can try and ask.
I was about to say they'd be more than happy for you to rock up and have a drive from time to time too.
Oh yeah, look, they love it. Like they've always been Gators always been there for me since I was a kid. So she's basically given me the couple behind the ear to get me where I am today. So I was a bit of a rat bag growing up, but she's sort of straightened me out.
I think we all were. I think if we all stopped and looked back, we'd be wanting to change a few things. So I don't think you're on your own there. That's for sure, Mario.
Right.
Mate, thank you. Thanks for being a part of the Swan Hill Stallion tender. From them, thank you very much. But also from the industry, well done for what you're doing. Continue to breed. We need plenty of people. I deal with a lot of the big guys. We need a lot of people like yourself as well, pulling up your socks and having a red hot crack. I think it's very, very important. If anyone wants to get in touch with the Swan Hill Stallion tender, as I said, go to swanhilltrots.com.au and follow the links to the Stallion tender there. It's very simple, easy to find. If I get smart here, I think just go back. So you just basically go to here and then just click on the Stallion tender, and then all the horses are down there. They've been scrolling underneath. For Mario, put in a couple of bids with Imperial Count. If you miss out on the Stallion tender, give Mario a call. You can contact him basically at Bellmoure Park. So Bell, Moure, park.com.au. Follow the links to that as well, and you'll be able to contact him. As I said, he's not only standing in Imperial Count, he has got to go collect Cardigan Boko, Peak, and My General Lee. So some real interest there and a little bit of diversity. 3 trotters, 2 paces, but as I said, got to go collect, can leave a trotter as well. So you get 2 for 1. So please get involved there. Mate, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you, as I said, from Swan Hill as well for being a part of the Stallion tender and from the industry as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.